Fake HOA spray-painted "Go Away" on a deployed soldier's Jeep. My name is Jenna Wallace, 29 years old, a veterinary tech who rents a small house in Brookview Pines, a sleepy little suburb outside Raleigh, North Carolina. Life here was always quiet. Kids on bikes, retirees, gardening cookouts where everyone brought too much potato salad. At least it used to be. Everything changed after the Neighborhood Integrity Group formed a fake HOA cooked up by a handful of self-important residents who thought they were saving the neighborhood from decline. Leading the charge was Lydia Pratt, a woman with iron-straight gray hair, a permanent frown, and a black polo shirt with a giant white HOA logo that screamed authority she didn't actually have. She paraded around like a sheriff clipboard under one arm, cell phone in the other, always ready to document violations. At first it was stupid stuff, notes about overgrown flower beds, warnings about unsanctioned porch furniture, whispered comments about people lowering standards. But none of it touched me personally. Not until Jamie came home, Jamie Callahan. My best friend since 6th grade had enlisted in the Army right out of high school. We wrote letters back and forth through boot camp, through deployments, through the endless grind that came with a life in uniform. When she finally got a short break from deployment overseas, she came straight to Brookview Pines, not to relax, but to help me. I was battling a nasty flare-up of my autoimmune disorder. Jamie, stubborn as ever, insisted on staying with me for a few months, helping out, making sure I was okay. She parked her dusty tan Army-issued Jeep Wrangler in my driveway the night she arrived. Nothing fancy, no massive flags, just a beat-up, well-loved Jeep with a small Army decal on the bumper and sand from halfway across the world still clinging to the wheels. And apparently that was a problem. 3 days later we found it, spray paint bright red. Ugly letters scrawled across the side of her Jeep. "Go away!" The words ran down the doors, dripping like open wounds. It covered the Army decal. It covered the windows. My heart stopped. Jamie stared at it for a long time, jaw clenched so tight I thought she might break a tooth. Not once has she broken down through boot camp, through Iraq, through losing friends. But standing there in a quiet American suburb, looking at her vandalized Jeep, she blinked hard just once. The worst part, no one came out. No neighbor came over. No apology tucked into the mailbox. Only silence. I called the police. Jamie didn't want to. She didn't want drama. But I insisted. Officer Patel showed up, young, respectful, instantly furious when he saw the damage he took. Pictures filed. A report said he'd canvassed the street. Before he left, he glanced at the clipboard still stuck to Jamie's windshield. A notice slipped under the wiper. A neighborhood integrity violation, citing the Jeep as unsightly and inconsistent with community image. Signed by Lydia Pratt herself. I felt the blood drain from my face. Jamie just shook her head sadly. "Guess I'm not welcome home after all," she muttered. That broke me. I posted everything on the Brookview Facebook group, pictures of the Jeep. The notice, Jamie's Army ID, no anger, no threats, just the raw truth. Is this really who we are? The post exploded. Within hours, hundreds of comments flooded in. Neighbors I hadn't even spoken to before came by, some bringing flowers, others offering to pay for repairs. Veterans groups picked up the story. Local news showed up the next day, cameras, rolling mics shoved into my face. And there on live TV, Jamie stood straight-backed in her old Army jacket next to her defaced Jeep and told the world, "I didn't spend 12 years serving my country so that a fake HOA could tell me I don't belong." The city council got involved fast. Turns out Lydia's Neighborhood Integrity Group had no legal standing. They'd been issuing fake citations for months, mostly targeting young families, renters, and minorities. Lydia tried to defend herself. She even gave an interview saying she was preserving the American dream. But when a reporter asked why she spray-painted a veteran's Jeep, she had no answer because the police found evidence. Ring doorbell footage from the house across the street showed Lydia, black polo, gleaming, sneaking across my driveway just after midnight, can of spray paint in hand. She was arrested, charged with criminal mischief, vandalism and harassment, handcuffed right there on her pristine white porch in front of half the neighborhood. Watching and recording, it didn't stop there. The city fined her $10,000. The real HOA, yes, there actually was a tiny, mostly inactive real HOA, banned her from attending any meetings indefinitely. Her fake committee dissolved in disgrace. Her house sold within months at a loss after multiple buyers backed out, citing reputation issues. And Jamie, we fixed her Jeep not perfectly but enough. She didn't stay long after duty called her back overseas, but before she left we held a block party, balloons, BBQ, American flags. Half the neighborhood came. Kids climbed in and out of the Jeep, taking turns pretending to drive, and taped across the hood where the hateful words had been, a giant white banner hand-painted by the neighbors. Welcome home, hero.